Alright, here we go, everybody. We now have a tornado on the ground near Bethel, Minnesota. We have debris in the atmosphere thousands of feet up. This is not good. This is in a populated region. This has been on the ground for a while as well, and it could be a relatively strong tornado, so we need you, everybody in this area needs to seek shelter immediately. This tornado warning is for portions of west central Chisago, north central Anoka, and southeastern Isanti counties out here in east central Minnesota. We need you to seek shelter immediately. Once again, a tornado now on the ground, and again, this could be a strong one. It really could. So we need you all to seek shelter as soon as possible. This is a dangerous situation. If you're in a mobile home, we need you to evacuate and find a more substantial shelter. Newest velocity scan showing very intense winds here. So again, this is not a good situation where we have a tornado on the ground, potentially somewhat strong in a populated area. This is not a good situation. And again, this is going very near Bethel. This is in kind of the far northern Minneapolis suburbs here. This is, again, right now about, I'd say, 50 miles to the north of Minneapolis. Really not even that far. It's like 25 miles to the north of Minneapolis. So, again, not a good situation at all that we have ongoing right now. Very clear tornado on the ground. I know this tornado warning here says radar indicated, but it's definitely on the ground. So, again, we decided to go ahead and hit this live stream button again. As soon as I ended stream, we had a tornado warning further west in Minnesota. And that one didn't really end up doing anything, but now, again, we do have this tornado on the ground here. So, obviously, I'm going to go live for a tornado on the ground. There's just no way really to not do that, especially whenever it's in a populated area. And, again, it's somewhat strong. We gotta do what we've gotta do here. So, okay, so the debris now, oh gosh, that is now in Bethel over Cooper's Corner. So again, this tornado likely lifted, honestly, but still some debris falling out of the sky, and that's usually the most dangerous thing we see with tornadoes anyway. So if you're in Bethel, it may literally be raining tornado debris right now. So again, this is obviously not good. Crap, dude. Yeah, you did comment that, Sam, but it was actually Kevin that said it first. That was actually the comment that I saw, so... Again, I appreciate it, but it was actually Kevin's comment that I saw that made me go live. And there we go, new tornado warning now just issued as well. That's not even in Minnesota. Where's that? It's doing its little disappearing trick. It'll come back here in a second, but we do have a new tornado warning now. Not good. Give me 1 minute here. There we go. So, the new tornado warning is in Lycoming County, Pennsylvania. Tornado warning now for Jersey Mills, English Mills, Camel, Waterville, and Ramsey. Seek shelter immediately. Radar indicated threat. Look at that. We got a little hook echo. This is like a little baby supercell. It's getting rotation west of Camel right now. Now being very near Camel, actually. Kamal, however you pronounce that. So let's go back to Minnesota here again with that ongoing tornado. It really could still be on the ground. It just doesn't look like it is to me because there's a little bit less of a debris signature there, but it definitely could be. Okay, so at this point there's no debris in the atmosphere, so we can't really say tornado on the ground anymore. So there we go. Looks like this tornado's lifted, but we need you all to stay in your safe spot just in case. There could still be some flying debris. And then also, obviously, it could recycle, and it looks like it is still pretty strong rotation here. So stay in your safe spot if you're out ahead of this thing. Again, Bethel just took a direct hit from this, unfortunately, it looks like. Not good. Give me just a minute here. Alrighty. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we just had a tornado on the ground in Bethel, Minnesota. This tornado threw debris thousands of feet into the sky. We could see it reflecting back onto the radar here. Again, that is a impressive debris ball there. We haven't seen anything like that in a while. Nearly 2 miles wide. Very, very impressive looking tornado there on the radar. So again, that's where we had all that debris there. See that splotch of blue and green. Then it kind of pushed northeastward. And again, went kind of into the Bethel Cooper's Corner area. So, looks like the tornado touched down around Cedar and went right through town. Gosh, dude, this was such a populated area. That's not good. This thing was hitting homes, trees, everything you could imagine. Businesses probably even. That is just awful. Again, that's why we were so worried about today's threat. And, we kept saying Minneapolis-St. Paul for a tornado threat. And, I mean, the tornado wasn't in Minneapolis-St. Paul, but it was just north of there. And, again, damaging winds are going through Minneapolis right now. During the state fair for the second time this week, Minneapolis is getting hit by damaging winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour. Yesterday it could have been up to, or not yesterday, but 2 days ago, whenever it was, could have been up to 80 miles per hour. But anyway, again, it's a shame they never put the observe tag on this tornado warning, because that was definitely on the ground. It's up Indiana, Hamilton. Again, no indication that this is on the ground currently, but it was just moments ago for sure. It's not a maybe, it was a definitely. So, anyway. Again, I want to keep watching this. We're not ending stream. I want to keep watching this because that rotation looks pretty impressive, honestly. Yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. Yeah, I know. Look at the reflectivity. You see that sticking out there, all that inflow going into the storm back here. That's what's creating that shape. Wow. So we should get a new velocity scan here soon. New scan of everything here soon, probably. Again, we were talking about, a brief, strong tornado today. I mentioned it several times last stream. And there you go. There we had it. That was definitely a brief, strong tornado, like I said. So, again, we have no doubts at all that that was on the ground. The question is going to be about the intensity. I don't normally like pre-rating. I really don't. I know I say that all the time and then I do it, but I really don't. I don't like pre-rating, but if I had to guess, like if I was held at gunpoint, I'd say, probably a high-end DF1. Because while this is an absolutely huge debris signature here, it's not a super deep debris signature. It went right through a lot of homes, so however strong it was, that's the EF rating it'll get. It's not like it was at its strongest point in an open field. Tornado was never even in an open field, so. Rotation broadening out a lot, but still some damaging winds there for sure. So let's go back over here to Pennsylvania. We didn't talk a lot about this because we had an ongoing situation, but again, broad rotation near Kamal and Bluestone. Near Highway 414. I honestly wouldn't be too worried about that, but just seek shelter for a precautionary measure. Got some big-time storms rolling through west central Kansas here. Roman's probably really upset. He just nearly got missed by all this. Not all of it, but by most of it. Something on CC in Minnesota? There's nothing on CC in Minnesota, not that's actually debris. If you're talking about Pennsylvania, I really doubt there is too. The tornado warning here is actually for landspouts. Apparently, there's the possibility of brief landspouts with that storm. Severe thunderstorm warning now in northeastern Tennessee for Mountain City. Move indoors immediately. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that storm in east central Johnson County. We also had a new severe thunderstorm warning in Iowa here. That's going to be going out for a big section of Pocahontas, Sac, Calhoun, and Crawford counties. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Penny-sized hail. Make sure moving indoors immediately. I do think that this severe thunderstorm watch for north central Iowa will get issued within the next couple of minutes here. The storms are in the area now. They are severe, so I don't see why they wouldn't, especially because they were already talking about it earlier, so it's not a surprise or anything. So I think all they have to do now is pull the trigger and make those final decisions on which counties are going to be included and which counties are going to get cut out of it. Speaking of severe thunderstorm watches, the one up in portions of the Mid-Atlantic region has a new mesoscale discussion with it. The severe threat continues, with damaging winds, large hail, and isolated brief tornadoes and landspouts all being possibilities. We have a new mesoscale as well, relatively new for our severe watch in Minnesota. Damaging wind threat will approach the Twin Cities, now there. And getting close to past the Twin Cities. Some increase in low-level rotation is also possible near the warm front. That's exactly what happened with our supercell. Look at this. We got a little microburst near Cedar Lake, it looks like, with some damaging winds there. Wow. So, again, if you're just now tuning in, a tornado warning in effect still for portions of Minnesota, also one back into Pennsylvania. Previously, a briefly strong tornado with our Minnesota storm here, so we're going to continue to watch this. We're waiting to see any reports of damage or anything out of that, any pictures, stuff like that. Let me go and pull up X here, see what's happening. So, tornado warning continues for Isanti, Minnesota. Almost 16,000 people still included in that, and that's even after it shrunk a little bit. New severe thunderstorm warning along the Nebraska-Iowa state line. 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail. This is the area that got hit by the Elkhorn tornado just a few months ago. Modale. 67-mile gust recording there in Nebraska as well. From not these storms, but a different one. It looks like this up here, maybe. So, alright, hashtag tornado is trending. Let's go to latest. All these are just talking about the radar imagery. I'm not seeing any videos or damage reports of it or anything. So, anyway. And that was a decently long tracker, honestly. Yeah, this tornado lifted quite a while ago. I'd watch this. It looks like Cedar Lake just got hit by maybe some 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts, and this area isn't even under a severe thunderstorm warning. This just recently happened. Pickup in winds here on this part of the Minneapolis-St. Paul region from this line of storms. Again, went right directly through Minneapolis-St. Paul, produced that strong tornado there in Minnesota. I'd say we were maybe halfway to a PDS warning with that one. That tornado. New special weather statement talking about landspouts being a possibility in southwestern Kansas. Haze back down to the state line of Kansas, kind of the tri-state region of Kansas, Colorado, and Oklahoma. Texas and New Mexico, that area there. So, let's go back to Pennsylvania here. Nothing too crazy with the rotation. Again, they're talking about landspouts with that, guys. It's not like we're talking about a typical cone tornado or anything like that. So it'd be a weak tornado, if anything. In some areas, that wouldn't even warrant a tornado warning, because landspouts, or the potential for landspouts, don't always receive tornado warnings, but some National Weather Service offices do it. About half of them, I'd say. And apparently, the one in, is this Pittsburgh? State College does. I didn't think it was Pittsburgh, but I didn't see any others near there. Forgot about State College. Just checking up on some of these storms briefly in my area. Nothing too crazy as of right now, though. So let's go back up here to Minnesota. And this is like the peak action time frame, honestly. If we were going to see anything else, it would happen within the next hour. I think, you know, maybe in the next hour we could get a couple more tornado warnings, but after that I think we're done, pretty much, with the tornado threat anyway. Damaging winds will persist, though, likely into west central Wisconsin, into central Iowa, and into portions of central Maryland, south central Pennsylvania, and north central Virginia. Need rain here in Abbeville, South Carolina. You know what? Looks like a pretty good possibility. I mean, you just had a damaging storm there not too long ago south of you. Trees down on power lines and utility equipment in the Promised Land to Bradley area. And you do have a couple of strong to severe storms north of you, but, I mean, you've just gotten missed by all of them. That's how I felt today, my friend. So, let's keep watching this here. I was going to tell you guys right now, this could be a really short stream. The tornado lifted pretty much as soon as I went live, it looks like, and nothing else is that concerning. So, I hate when this happens. I'm going to be watching these storms quite a bit here, just switching over just briefly several times probably to check up on my area, so if I do that, just don't question it, you know. This little corridor here of east central / southeastern Illinois. So anyway, let's go back up to Minnesota here. Again, if you have any questions about your location, feel free to leave those down below. Try to answer them accurately and honestly. So, and Mississippi has had an unexpected severe weather event today. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. That's insane. Crazy line of storms right now, it looks like. About to enter the Rolling Fork area. Obviously, that's a pretty scary thing to see. Looks like these are splitting over Rolling Fork, though, if anything, honestly. Oh, your uncle lives in Salem? Yeah, I've been down to Salem several times. Okay, so apparently we have a tornado on the ground again in Minnesota. So if you're just now tuning in, tornado back on the ground in Minnesota according to law enforcement. Seek shelter immediately. This is very unexpected, but there we go. So a tornado now back on the ground in Minnesota, apparently. Seek shelter immediately. At 4:50 p.m., a confirmed tornado was located near Cambridge, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Even though this is really nowhere near Cambridge, but it's alright. So, Spring Lake, Weber, Blomford, Stanley, Minnesota, Boys Town gets your safe spot. Should still be there. We never gave you the all clear, but in case you did leave, get back there now. Stark, do the same. Was not expecting that at all. This is right up towards the county line here. Of, Asante and Chisago. CC? I doubt there's anything. Nope. That's really surprising. Now, I wonder if the tornado wasn't on the ground that whole time, honestly. It looks like it may have lifted briefly, but hopefully it hasn't been on the ground this whole time and we just didn't know. It really could have been, though. This, honestly, is the least impressive point of it so far. It looks like it's on the weakening trend, but there we go. Apparently, again, this is a tornado back on the ground now over Blomford and Weber. And moving up towards Spring Lake as we speak. So seek shelter immediately in those areas. And there we go. They did just extend that tornado warning out now. So Harris, Rush City, Interstate 35 in between North Branch and Rock Creek gets your safe spot immediately. Lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows and in an interior room. That is for northwestern Chisago and northwestern Polk counties. And this is a confirmed tornado now in Minnesota once again. Maryland's got that big old storm out there, but again, we got to focus on this. Apparently a tornado back on the ground near the Peaceful Valley Mobile Home Park. That is not what you want to see at all. You're still not home from school yet? Holy crap. It's 5 o'clock. At least for me. Again, that's not what you want to see, though. You don't want to see a mobile home park in the path of this thing, so that's really not good. Again, this is going to go dangerously near North Branch. If you're in North Branch, I know you're not technically in either of these tornado warnings, but I would get to my safe spot. It's going to be way too close for comfort. If it doesn't hit you, it's as long as it stays on the ground, if it doesn't hit you, it's going to come within 5 miles of you, so you might as well just get to your safe spot right now. Again, that's not a good look. So again, 3 tornado warnings now. One of them being right up along the Minnesota-Wisconsin state line here. I didn't even realize we were entering Wisconsin with this. Let's go back over here briefly to Pennsylvania. And nothing. Nothing at all. But yeah, again, a tornado on the ground now in Minnesota. Right up against the Mississippi River here. Sorry, the St. Croix River. Not the Mississippi. That connects to the Mississippi, though, I believe, so wasn't totally off. New severe thunderstorm warning in Iowa. Going out for Onawa and Mapleton. Quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Make sure you move indoors immediately. I heard another one, but it may have just been glitching out, and it's 2 for the same one. Oh, no. This is in Arkansas. Wow. So, again, Dixie Alley with their own severe weather outbreak today. Severe thunderstorm warning for Sparkman and Gurdon, Arkansas. Storm moving northwestward, surprisingly. Make sure you're moving indoors immediately. 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. I cannot even get a full sentence in without a new warning getting issued. Severe or tornado. New severe thunderstorm warning for Maryland. It's an extension for a considerable storm. Double considerable. Heading for Frederick. Right now just went through Germantown. That's an area that got a tornado recently. In that general vicinity. So make sure you're moving indoors and away from windows immediately. If you are in that new severe thunderstorm warning there, that's a dangerous one, not a normal one. But, again, back over here to our tornado. Again, this is going to go dangerously close to Harris, so hopefully it lifts before it gets to that point. New severe thunderstorm warning in Missouri. North of Kansas City. Smithville, move indoors immediately, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Looks like a little thunder shower, though. Lightning or rain probably won't be that impressive, but the wind could be quite intense. So this little guy here trying to sneak his way towards my neck of the woods. Got a little baby storm there. A little blip on the map. A little bitty dot. So we'll see if that evolves. And after stream, I might get some storm footage here. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, do we have any info on this tornado? Any pictures, damage? Let me check X quickly. Okay, so if the tornado's still on the ground, which I doubt it is, it would be over the Fish Lake. And I don't think it's on the ground at this point, but it could be. So we'll see. So again, hashtag tornado is trending. So let's go to the latest tab. There have actually been a lot of reports of this thing, it looks like. This is going to go dangerous. Oh, that's going to cross I-35 if it stays on the ground. Wow, so apparently somebody that got hit by the tornado sent in a picture of their front yard. Looks like no major damage, though, luckily. So anyway, I don't even know if that was from the tornado here, or if that was from the tornado warning in Minnesota. It's just tagged with hashtag tornado. They don't say their actual location or anything. Which is smart, but it's not very helpful in this instance. Okay, massive severe thunderstorm warning just issued for the Minnesota-Wisconsin state line. That's for Chisago, and central Polk counties in Minnesota and Wisconsin, respectively. Let's update the warning counter here briefly. Real quickly. As soon as I do, comes in inaccurate. New severe warning in Virginia. Extension for a storm near Interstate 81. Let's check out these storms in Illinois. See how this little guy's doing. No new scan yet. Okay. And I'm just checking up on those because it's in my area. Those aren't anything too concerning, luckily. So. New severe thunderstorm warning in Florida as well, because why not? just to add on to the craziness, Defuniak Springs, Ponce de Leon, and Paxton move indoors immediately. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that storm. There again, Dixie Alley, the deep south, having their own severe weather outbreak today. Pretty crazy stuff, to say the least. Alright, so tornado warning has expired for Spring Lake, so you're good if you're in that area. It's going to storm a little more, so stay inside, obviously, but tornado threat is over for you. If the tornado is still on the ground, it's past you, and again, I don't even think it's on the ground anymore, but that's the National Weather Service says otherwise, so. New severe thunderstorm warning also just issued, by the way. That's going out for... The warning in Pennsylvania is gone, by the way, too, so we're literally just down to this one. Ashe County, North Carolina, move indoors immediately. 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail heading your way. Okay, so here's the tornado report. We have reports. So law enforcement confirmed the tornado touchdown and has since lifted near the intersection of Durant Street and County Road 5 east of Isanti. So it looks like we may not have a tornado ongoing at this time. What was it? Oh, yeah. In several reports of this thing from what I've seen, but this is the only one popping up on Radar Omega so far, so... Alrighty. Wow, a little bit of intensification there of the winds with that. Okay, down to radar indicated now. Just give me just a minute here. Alrighty, let me check up on something. Okay. So again, if you're just now tuning in, a tornado warning remains in effect for portions of northwestern Chisago and northwestern Polk counties in Minnesota and Wisconsin, respectively. We have got an area of interest right now to watch. I guess that was a couple scans ago where the winds were enhanced. That's my bad. We got an area of interest here to watch of rotation that, again, previously produced a tornado. Storm hit you and it's raining hard. Yeah, it should be, again, nothing is crazy like that you haven't seen before, but definitely some heavy rain, lightning, all that good stuff. Some wind, maybe a little bit of hail. But anyway. Let's go back up here to Minnesota and Wisconsin. Yeah, it looks like mainly just a damaging wind threat at this point, but stay in your safe spot just in case this recycles, because it's definitely done that a couple of times, so. And surprised the severe thunderstorm watch has not been issued for Iowa yet. Apparently there was a water spout over the lake here. Spirit Lake. Dude, I wish I was looking at the camera whenever that happened. Probably wouldn't have been able to see it, though. This was further up north, about 5 or 10 miles. Just saw lightning outside your window. Yeah, let me know if you see any damage out there or anything like that. Obviously helps out with the process quite a bit, and it's just kind of interesting to hear about, at least for me. But yeah, I hope you're doing okay. Make sure you're staying safe, move indoors if you're not already, but I assume you are since you were looking out your window. Sometimes I don't think things through before I say them. Not a great trait to have. But anyway. By the way, Tropical Depression Gilma soon to impact Hawaii here. They just got hit by obviously, Hurricane Hone not too long ago. And it'll mainly be the northern islands we're watching this time. Last time it was the Big Island, but they're definitely going to see some rain out of this. If we look at the satellite, here he is. Doesn't look that too disorganized. It looks quite impressive for just being a tropical depression. That being said, again, that's for a tropical depression. It's nothing crazy. And Hone is still going strong. We were not even expecting it to be going at this point, but soon we're expecting it to cross over to typhoon territory. And, with that logic also becoming a typhoon, I'm very close airborne. In a couple of months, I think it'll happen. Channel slowed down a bit recently in terms of watch hours, but that's just because it hasn't been quite as crazy as the last couple months. That's not to say that it's doing bad or anything, obviously. Severe weather threats just gone down, so naturally the channel slows a bit since that's kind of the whole focus. But I appreciate everybody that's still been tuning into the streams recently. So, we are in the hills of Minnesota here. We are watching Harris right now, with some, excuse me, with some damaging winds, potentially up to 60 miles an hour with this. Again, previously produced at least 1 or 2 tornadoes, this part of the storm did here, so we'll keep watching it here for a little bit longer at least. Probably not as much as you would hope. But yeah, whenever I do, I'll start taking things more seriously. Obviously. It's not to say I'm not taking them seriously now, it's just I have other priorities, you know. So again, right now, unfortunately, what I was afraid of happened. The Peaceful Valley Mobile Home Park is getting slammed by 60 mile an hour damaging wind gusts, which is definitely going to be enough to do some damage to those mobile homes, unfortunately. So hopefully everybody took the warning. They should be out of their mobile home, hopefully. But, luckily they had a tornado warning. Yeah, they count. Definitely. Again, look at that. Big old pocket of damaging winds there. You can get the notification. It's all good. I wonder if that's why the past few streams haven't been receiving quite as many views. Wonder if YouTube's been bugging out on the notifications. Wow, look at that. The rotation died so much. Even the damaging wind threat's gone down. Again, hopefully the Peaceful Valley Mobile Home Park's okay. It was weakening out as it hit that area, so that's a good sign, but still probably going to see a little bit of damage out of there. Which is not great, obviously, but it's alright. Hopefully. Hopefully everybody took the warning properly again. Yeah, they're weird a lot on YouTube, so... Your power went out? Wow. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued for portions of the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles. Boise City, Tex Line, and Keys are included in that. If you're in that area, make sure you're moving indoors immediately. 60 mile an hour winds and penny-sized hail. Because it was stronger in other parts, that may be part of it. Maybe, you know, a power line far away got knocked down. Well, yeah, the tornado threat's been decreased for a while, but I was just talking about the damaging wind threat in general. So, looks like we have some power outages in Minneapolis, St. Paul for After the second time this week, they've gotten hit by 60 to 70 mile an hour damaging winds during the state fair, mind you, in Minneapolis. So that's just great. It's not actually in Minneapolis, but it's right outside of Minneapolis, so they got hit too, obviously. So again, I imagine this tornado warning will be canceled within the next couple of minutes here. Cells in Pennsylvania are rotating due to a vorticity/3 Cape mix. Not really anymore. And we may have seen a land spout earlier, actually. This near Mifflinburg looks interesting. The special weather statement even mentions land spouts, so we'll see. So one up here. Yep. All these Pennsylvania ones right now are pretty much mentioning land spouts. And it looks like the tornado warning we had over here in Pennsylvania earlier did actually potentially cause a tornado briefly, a brief land spout, as we do have some power outages, it looks like. That also could be due to this considerable flash flooding that we have ongoing, though. So again, the Deep South has had their own severe weather outbreak today, even though they did not have a severe weather risk, according to the SPC. Got some folks in Ouachita County, Arkansas, after a severe storm ripped through. They've got power loss there, it looks like. Just a little bit. I actually don't know if that was thunderstorm related, though. Oh, yeah, it was. Wow, this radar's updating really slow, considering there's a severe storm. Once every 5 to 6 minutes. I guess that's not terribly slow. Still would expect it to be a little quicker, though, whenever you got something like that going on, but it's alright. Indianapolis getting hit with some big-time thunderstorms right now. All scattered around the metro. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued. I don't know why. That's so loud. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued. I do know why it was so loud, but I didn't mean for it to be that loud. That's in Maryland. That includes Cumberland and Bowman's Addition. Interstate 68 included in that. Quarter-size tail, 60 mile an hour winds. Make sure you're moving indoors immediately. I don't know why this still has a tornado warning. They dodge me, too. It's pretty horrible. New severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Wisconsin. 60 mile an hour wind gusts for Grantsburg and Spooner. From that area, make sure you're moving indoors immediately. And we no longer have a tornado warning. So with that, we're going to end off this live stream here. If we do get any more tornado warnings or destructive severe thunderstorm warnings tonight, we will be back live here again. But I think the threat's mostly dying down at this point. So I do want to thank you all for tuning into this stream and the last one if you did. Again, it's been quite active. So appreciate you guys keeping me company. And I'll see you all in the next one.